Okay, let's talk about YouTube. Let's talk about how to set up a music channel on YouTube. So I've been asked a couple of times because I've created now 6 YouTube channels with different music artists, and some of those have gained monetization within 7 months, and one of them's reached sort of 1,400 subscribers in 12 months. So I do get asked a couple of times and a few messages that come in saying, how did you set up the channel? How did you get the channel to grow? So I'm going to look at some of that today and go through some of the things that I've done and some of the mistakes. I've made lots and lots of mistakes, like we all have. And there's no real science to this. So I'm just going to break down a couple of things that I've done and show you, well, just talk about what I've done to set the different channels up. What I might do in the next video is start to break down some of the channels. But for this one, I'm just going to go through some of the key points, and that might be useful. It might not. You might think that's utter rubbish, doesn't know what he's talking about. I don't mind. This is just what I've done over the time. So let's have a think about it, because setting up a YouTube music channel is not just about uploading music videos to YouTube and expecting YouTube to work it out. You've actually got some work to do, and you've also got to set up the channel properly as a music channel. If you're creating AI music and you've set your YouTube channel up, but you're not seeing any traction, this might be a good place to start, because you're just learning from me. I've been doing this now for probably 12 months, but seriously for 7 months. So all 6 artists have been created in the last 7 months, except for the Twisted Demons, which was the one I was playing with to start with. And the last one was Matt Dawson, who was set up in January. So that's less than 3 months old. Because one of the things you've really got to do is set up the YouTube channel to be a music channel. And it's definitely not just about uploading songs and taking your song video from Suno or Udio or whatever platform you use and just uploading it to YouTube. There's more to consider. You've got to think about the branding. You've got to think about the positioning. You've got to think about keywords. You've got to think about channel keywords. You've got to think about descriptions, and also keeping everything consistent. Why, you might ask? Well, that helps the algorithm understand your audience. Because what YouTube does when you upload a video, it scans through the keywords and the description. It looks at the metadata. It looks how the video was created. It sees if it's been marked as synthetic or not, if you're using AI. So I'd recommend that you do mark it as AI. And then it tries to find an audience. So it'll position your video, or it'll send out your video to a very small audience to see if people are interested. And then if they begin to watch your video, or they begin to interact with your video, then it'll send it to some more people. And after that, it'll send it to some more people. And that's why you get these growth pieces. Like in the first day, you might get 100 views, 150 views. Then up to day 3, you might get up to 300 or 400 views. And then you see by day 5, it's climbing to 600-700 views. And then at any one of those points, it can stop. And that means that YouTube hasn't found the audience. So what you've got to do is encourage YouTube to find the audience. And that doesn't mean sending out links. One thing I'd highly recommend about keeping it consistent is not mixing up the YouTube channel. So YouTube is a bit like Netflix. So it's a bit like creating a box set. So the way I've done this is I create individual albums for the artists. I have a channel for each artist. The albums are then labeled, and the description and the playlist is put inside the playlist description. Each of the titles explain the song, the artist, and what the song is about. And each description explains what the song is about. So if it's a love song, or if it's a heartbreak song, or if it's a country music song, then I actually detail all of that in the description. The keywords I use, or the tags I use inside of the channel and inside the video, are very similar. With channel keywords, if you're creating a channel that is a country music star, then you want 8 to 12 keywords on the channel that is country music, country acoustic music. So keywords that describe what is found on that channel. On each of the videos, what you want to do is find keywords that not only relate to the song, but also to the type of music. It is the music that's important. It's describing the music, or this is what I found. You can do it your own way. It's describing the music that helps the algorithm find the audience. Because if you think about the genre of music, that's what people want to listen to. So if you're putting in the name of the artist that nobody's heard of, if you're putting in the name or things like female country singer or guitar playing or something like that, it's not going to find the right audience. So you need to kind of really make it quite tight, and you also need to focus on the niche that your music is aimed at, if that makes sense. What you've got to do is find or help YouTube find that audience. And if you help YouTube find the audience and you start to build trust on your YouTube channel, then the audience will grow. With my channel, Harper Johnson, which is country rock, it's nothing more. We do some acoustic tracks as well, but it's all focused on the biker girl that is a country rock star that sings about heartbreak, relationships, being independent, being resilient, all of those kind of things. Now, they're all my keywords that I use. A sort of resilient music, resilient song, country rock. It sort of describes what it is. And that allows me to build that audience, or for YouTube to find that audience. Now, with the Harper Johnson channel, I set that up in July of last year. So we're about 7 months, I think, 7, 8 months, maybe 9, I don't know. It's about 8.5 months, say that. And I monetized that just after January of this year at 3,000 watch hours. Since then, I've gone to 4,000 watch hours, and I've started getting memberships on that channel, but I'll also start getting AdSense revenue once I go over the 1,000 subscribers. And I think in the last sort of couple of weeks, I've gained about 100 subscribers on that channel. So it does work if you actually lock in the niche for your music. Now, one thing that I highly recommend you don't do, but you'll probably do it anyway, is create one YouTube channel and put lots of different types of music on it. I know Suno's great for this. You can go, oh, I'm going to make a rock song, or I'm going to make a country song, or I'm going to make an R&B song. And if you stick it all on the same channel and give it all different keywords, and your keywords on the channel are generic, like AI music or, songs with really, really wide reaching sort of keywords, then YouTube's not going to find your audience very quickly. You might get 10 views, 50 views, 100 views over time, and you might think that's good, but you can do better. You can actually get YouTube to work in your favor. So I'm a sort of huge fan of this. Niche down on each sort of channel, niche down on each type of music, and then sort of promote that as you do. YouTube is going to struggle if you mix it all up. I mean, you wouldn't go onto Netflix and search for a drama and end up with comedy in the middle of your drama listing. It works the same way. If people are searching for your music, or they're searching for country music, or they're searching for rock music, you kind of want to be in that search. And if your channel is generic, then you're not going to be in that search. So one channel, one style, one genre, one artist. And that's really what I've done. And I know it can be frustrating because you think, well, you've got some subscribers on that one and some subscribers on that one. And if I join it all together, then I'm going to get all of those subscribers in one place. You're probably not, because that's not how I think it works. And this is just from testing. I don't work for YouTube or anything. I'm not sort of like a YouTube guru. There's plenty of those about that'll tell you lots and lots of information about YouTube. But in reality, niche works better. Okay, let's talk about your music and let's talk about your brand, because YouTube's very keen on everything looking the same. It's consistency. And you'll hear this a lot about YouTube consistency. With your country star or with your rock star or whoever you make the band look exactly the same. Make all the images look exactly the same. They can be in different settings, and I would highly recommend that you use an AI to create your prompts, or get the AI to write the prompts that describe your band members, and then use those as elements in something like LTX, and then generate all of your images from those elements so they stay consistent. What I've done with Cassidy James is that I created a number of elements that look like Cassidy, a younger version of Cassidy, a slightly older version of Cassidy. And then I use those as elements. And then every time I create a video or I create lip syncing, I use one of those elements. And that way Cassidy looks the same in every single video. We all know if you kind of prompt AI to get an image, then they might turn out slightly differently. So it's kind of really important to use the same styling and the same sort of brand that you're creating. Because at the end of the day, your music channel is a product. You want to create a product to sell your music. Any of the big music companies are doing exactly this. They take an artist, they promote the artist, they create a brand around the artist, they create a tour around the artist, and there's no reason why a digital artist can't be any different. But you've just got to follow the same steps. Now, a digital artist is nowhere near going to be as famous as a real artist. You're not going to make millions and millions of pounds by making AI songs, but you can actually do quite well about monetizing your YouTube channels and growing your streaming revenue via Apple and Spotify and Deezer and those kind of things. So it is commercially viable, but you have to be pretty consistent with the product that you create. Hope that makes sense. So we've talked about visuals and we've talked about branding and style of artwork as well. If it is a country star, take Cassidy again, then keep it very country focused with Harper Johnson. She's a biker girl. She rides a Harley Davidson and drives a Dodge Charger. So keep those elements flowing within the style, within the video, within the context of your songs as well. And just give the same feeling across all the videos. If you watch, going back to a box set on Netflix, it's the same actors, it's the same settings. It's take Ozarks, it's in an area. Any box set is exactly the same. I know some obviously change location, but it's usually dependent on location, and it's the same sort of thing you're trying to achieve with your videos or with your music videos. I think I've covered channel keywords, but it's kind of important to have those 8 to 10 or 8 to 12 channel keywords in your settings that describe the channel, and then use those keywords again in your video tags. Also put your title that you create. And when you create your title, it's the song, it's the artist, whatever the song name is, by the artist, and then a description of what the song is about. Then put that in the header, the top of your description body, and also put it in your tags as well. And it just ties the three together. But yeah, keep it tight, keep it realistic, and keep it sort of in that niche for that particular artist. One thing you don't want to be is vague. Vague will kill your channel. If you make it for everybody, then nobody's going to listen. And also kind of remember that nobody's interested till everybody's interested. So what you're trying to do is build up this niche so people are interested. One thing I've done as well is I've created a Facebook page for each of the artists to help build a community. You've got a community tab on your YouTube channel, so use it. If you've not got the community tab yet, use the posts and link that back to your Facebook and make sure people on your Facebook know that the channel exists and the post exists. And when you get to sort of members, obviously keep member content separate. One thing I've learnt with creating member content is not sending it out a new release to members and then to the public. So when you schedule, and I'll talk about scheduling actually, scheduling a video is really important. But when you create member content, what I found is if you create member content just for members that never goes to public, and then you create public content for your public audience, that will work better for you. What I've found is that, and I've done this and I've made the mistake, and I did it with the Twisted Demons, I would release songs, new songs to members first, say 24 or 48 hours before. But what I found was, because there was only sort of a handful of members on the channel, that when it got to the 48 hours, when YouTube picked it up, I didn't get that initial 150 views or 200 views over the several days. It just literally died. And then a much longer time passed just to get the 100 views. So I would keep that separate. That's just from my experience. I would create your member content and then I would create your public content. Now, let's talk about scheduling, because scheduling is kind of really important. What I do a lot is I upload content. I upload new songs and new song videos and new music videos. And then I'll schedule them at least 48, if not 72 hours before the time is due to go out. So I have a regular release schedule of 3 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. I sometimes change that to 11 a.m. just for a bit of diversion and a bit of testing. But I constantly put out on a Thursday that this is the new song. I also put in the Facebook pages that a new song is coming, and I sometimes make clips of the song and put that out as reels on Instagram and Facebook, but mainly Facebook. I do that just to build interest. It's a new launch, it's a new release, it's a new piece of music. So I'm building up some interest prior to the actual release. One thing I don't do is the minute the song comes out on YouTube, copy the link and then paste that into the social medias, either Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatever you're using. I let YouTube own that video for at least 48 hours. So if I have a song that comes out on a Thursday, well, all my songs come out on a Thursday, then I won't actually share it on social medias. I won't share the YouTube link until the Monday or the Tuesday of the following week. And that just gives YouTube time to run through and try and find the audience. I tend to find if you send links out straight away, that it interrupts the process of YouTube and traffic comes in from external sources, and it seems to slow down the number of views you get. And you can actually see this on the Cassidy James channel and the Isabella Delgado channel. And some of them have got very low view rates. And that's because I've sent the links out because I was testing that theory, particularly for this video, actually. And you'll see that some have only got, say, 20 or 30 views because I sent the links out straight away. I'm not saying that will happen for you. It's just what happened for me. It's my experience. And that's really what I'm documenting. So schedule your videos a good couple of days before. Make sure you've created your thumbnails. Make sure your thumbnails are consistent. Make sure you use large text on your thumbnails. I made this mistake as well, and I've recently updated all my thumbnails. The mistake I made with thumbnails was that I was just putting in the name of the song, the name of the artist, and it looked great on a desktop on YouTube, but most people are on their phones. And if you're scrolling on your phone and the text is very small, and this might be teaching you to suck eggs, you might be going, yeah, I know that, I do that all the time. Big text stand out. Use white text to stand out on your thumbnail. And if you look at the Matt Dawson channel, then you'll see all of the thumbnails have got really big text. And I think it looks horrible on the desktop. It might be really nice if you could have a desktop thumbnail and a mobile thumbnail, but YouTube haven't done that. I do know you've got A/B testing. And we'll talk about A/B testing as well, because I highly recommend you do create your 3 thumbnails per video. Make them all different sizes. So maybe the artist is bigger in one, it's smaller in another, and move the text around. And you can also A/B test the titles as well. I don't do a lot of that because I've only got the description of the song, the artist name, and the actual song title. So I could move it around a bit, but I don't think I would get any sort of more traction if I did that. But it's something for me to test, which I've not done yet. One of the things you're actually also trying to achieve is building a social ecosystem for your artist. So I talked about having a Facebook page, maybe having a Twitter. If you're publishing to Spotify and Apple and those kind of things and Deezer, then you want to actually put those links on your YouTube channel under the configuration of the channel where you've got social links. On like the Cassidy James and the Isabella Delgado, I've also got links to the CDs with Elastic Stage and the albums. I've got links to the Facebook page. I've got links to the Spotify and Apple and all of the other kind of music platforms it streams on. This helps build up a connection between your YouTube channel and all your other socials. And again, may just be common sense, but I do see channels and I do see music creators that don't do this. And I also see channels without tags on them, but it helps kind of YouTube link everything together. It helps the internet generally with SEO connect up these things like with Facebook and Spotify and your YouTube channel. So it's really worth having that in place as well. So create some socials for your artist if you're building a commercial artist for your AI music channel. So that probably covers off most of the things that I've learnt. Just to reiterate, make sure your branding is tight, make sure that your thumbnails are tight, make sure that your channel keywords are right and that it describes the type of music. Make sure that you use tags within your individual YouTubes or your individual videos. Make sure you've got a description. Make sure that your titles are all in place and not just a new song. Give it some description. One other thing, when your actual video goes out, give it the first comment and pin it. That sometimes can be helpful because it just shows that there is a comment on the video. And I found that sometimes that helps others comment as well. First comment is always, I think it's a human nature thing. that you see a video and there's no comments and you go, oh, I don't want to be first to comment. So if there's a comment there, it kind of encourages other people to write a comment as well on the video. What else is that? Yeah, you A/B test your thumbnails, A/B test your titles, and make sure your descriptions and your keywords are all right. And don't blast it out over the socials the minute it comes out, and make sure you schedule. If you've got any questions, please leave it in the comments below of this video. I'll try and get back to everybody. I'll try and answer those questions. I'm still learning, but this is just me sharing my experience of the last sort of 7 months of doing this as a sort of commercial approach, really, a commercial business, and building up the different artists. My plan is to get to 10 artists. Now, some of them I'll probably throw away. So I'll probably create overall, over the next couple of years, maybe 20 artists, but some of them will get deleted over time, I'm pretty sure, because some will perform better than others. And you create songs and you think, that's a really good song, but nobody listens to it. And remember, it does take, or it can take, up to 3 months for YouTube to list a new channel. Up to 3 months. It doesn't always take 3 months. The other thing you can do is log on as your channel owner. If you're a manager, if you've got a YouTube account, log on as that managed account, or log on as the actual owner of the channel. So the account you created for the YouTube channel, and then go and comment and engage with similar types of videos on YouTube. So again, if it's a country star, go and engage with the country music. If it's a rock channel you're building, if it's rock music, then go and engage and write some comments using that account login on other videos as well. That allows other people to see your channel in the comments, and sometimes that drives traffic to your YouTube as well. Right, I don't think there's anything else. I kind of hope that's been useful. It was a bit of a ramble, really, but I hope I've covered off some of the key points, the things that I do to build the channels. And yeah, leave any questions below. I will see you for the next one.